Welcome to the Jedi Report, where we talk Star Wars. And this episode, we're going to talk about thermal detonators, the famous grenade of the Star Wars universe. A thermal detonator, also known as as a thermal grenade, was a highly unstable grenade weapon that was popular among military personnel. It was popular amongst criminals, bounty hunters, and even mercenaries in the Star Wars universe. See, the thermal detonator was utilized since the early 4000 BBY, so it's a very early weapon, and it was designed to be thrown by a soldier planted in a specific location or a specific vessel, or even dropped by a vehicle. So it had a lot of different uses. It was sort of the Swiss Army knife of grenades. It then would adhere to any metallic object until it detonated, which is great. The reasons, again, for using this thermal detonator varied widely, and despite the legal restrictions of many governments in the galaxy, the thermal detonator saw widespread use across the galaxy. It was sort of that black market weapon, that illegal weapon, although there was laws against it. It was really everywhere. And the name was descriptive of the process by which the device explodes. Inside the shell, which was generally made of thermite, was a sample of baridium, a highly volatile substance. It triggered emitted a short burst of energy that forced the baridium, if I'm saying that right, baridium, into a state of fusion reaction. So it's very scientific there. This trigger could simply be a button. Some had a fail deadly trigger, meaning that if it was released, it would set off the grenade. So there was a little variation. There's a few variations in this grenade as far as the activation goes. But once it was activated, the user could reset the grenade to a safe position, thus disarming it before it detonated, which is great compared to, say, the real-world frag grenades in real life. Once you pull the pin, you have to hold down the switch. Otherwise, if you let go, it's going to go off. You can't turn it off, in a sense. So that was what's great about the thermal detonator. If you decided that you didn't need to use it, you could deactivate it. The result of the explosion was an expanding particle field that could destroy any material that did not conduct heat or thermal energy within the fixed blast radius, typically 5 to 6 meters. Though some had even greater radius, custom grenades could have a blast up to 100 meters. So again, these could be altered, they could be customized depending on what kind of mercenary, depending on what kind of bounty hunter you were. So that's why it was so popular with criminals as well as just everywhere. Even though it was illegal, it was because there were so many uses. It was fairly easy to modify to your needs. So that wraps up this episode of the Jedi Report. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. May the Force be with you always.